What's up, TCG gang? We are back, Team Sean, and as always, Team Kyle, keeping the channel together while I've been absent lately. But today we got something cool for you. What are we doing today, Kyle?
Playing Pokemon.
Yeah. What else? I mean, we always play Pokemon, or we always open cards. We always open cards.
Playing Digimon.
Okay, try again.
Playing tag.
Playing poker.
You're right.
Playing poker, Texas Hold'em. No, we are doing a pickups vid because we went to a convention. Local convention last weekend, and we want to show off what we picked up. So we got hopefully some cool gems to show you guys.
I didn't pick up a whole lot at the convention, but I have a lot of pickups because we haven't filmed one in a bit, and I just got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, majority of the video is going to be Team Kyle. I'm just going to show off the games that I got that day. But yeah, Kyle, I don't honestly even know what he has, so it's going to be a treat.
I suppose I should probably start since I have
he's got the pile.
I will start with this Donkey Kong Country 3. It is not a real copy of Donkey Kong Country 3. I have confirmed it is fake.
Okay.
But it wasn't working when I first got it. It works now about 70 to 80% of the time. The battery's dead though, so I got to change out the battery still. But it still works. Or it works now, should I say? And
Nice.
honestly, it's a good game. Its sound isn't as good as Donkey Kong Country 3 on the Super Nintendo, but it still sounds pretty decent for Game Boy Advance, which has not the best sound card. But
For a handheld.
I've also got Pinobi, Wings of Adventure. These are all a bunch of games I got from, I think, Goodwill, and they came in like groups of 5. So there's a couple games. We're going to try to rapid fire through a few of these.
Nice.
I don't know what this is. It's a sequel to another game. It looked kind of interesting, so I'm probably going to play it soon, but I haven't played it yet. Here's Tak and the Power of Juju. I have a couple of other Tak games on the Game Boy Advance. I think I got like the second and third ones. I haven't played any of them yet. I know this is more of a bigger game for like the PS2 and like GameCube. There's like a 3D game there, and this is kind of like a 2D side-scroller. But it's still pretty cool. I got another one here that Sean should know. It's called Pac-Man Collection. Sean, you know
Nice.
Pac-Man, right?
Nice.
The guy that goes whoop, whoop, whoop,
Yeah,
whoop,
and especially Pac-Man 99 on the Switch. But
Yeah.
that's a different. Yeah.
So this has a couple of different, like, the old arcade versions of Pac-Man. I don't remember if Miss Pac-Man was on here. I know I saw a couple different Pac-Mans. I was playing it. It plays really well. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
We got Bomberman Max 2. This is the red version. Apparently they tried to do like a Pokemon thing where they did a red version and a blue version. And so yeah, I got Pokemon Max 2. We've got Donkey Kong, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. This is actually a pretty cool game. It's kind of like a puzzle platformer. Mario's always moving, and your goal is to get through like the stages and, you know, get to Donkey Kong. This is kind of like a sequel-ish to
never played that one.
original Donkey Kong game for Nintendo, and was also, I believe, an arcade game. Can't remember.
I'm not
Might have
familiar
been
with
Atari also.
not familiar with that one, but a lot of I never had it in advance growing up, so that I would try that one out.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool, and it's like 3D.
Nice.
It's a 2D like moving game, but it's like a 2.5D game.
Well,
so
now
it's
that I
pretty
got
cool.
I have my Game Boy Advance SP, so I'll have to try it.
We've got Super Mario Advance. So this is Mario 2.
So the Advance were remakes of the Super Nintendo games, right?
Yes.
The Advance series was.
Yes.
yeah.
So
So it was not its own game.
and they started with 2.
Mm.
So Super Mario Advance is
Super Mario
is
World
just
2.
Super Mario Brothers 2, not World 2.
Oh, sorry, Two Brothers. 2.
Super
yeah.
Mario World 2 is actually Yoshi's Island. Super Mario Advance is Super Mario Brothers 2.
I wasn't a fan of that one.
It's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
they did some stuff to these
Yeah.
to make them a little bit more interesting. The colors are different.
Yeah.
The graphics, should I say.
Yeah.
They added some extra mechanics and stuff like that. I also have 2 extra copies here of Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3, which is one of Sean's favorite games, and he needs
yeah.
one. So guess what?
Yeah.
He gets to have one.
Christmas-
Now I have 2 copies.
Christmas came early. Thank you. Yeah, he has. He wants to
And-
give away a copy. Thank you.
Before Sean starts talking about a couple of his games, I want to talk about one more Game Boy Advance game that I got. This is Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance.
Ooh.
This is this one's a gem. It's a little banged up, you can see. at the top here.
Little one,
It,
yeah.
it was not working when I first got it. I definitely made sure that this is legit because I think I paid like $80 for this.
Wow.
Which isn't that bad for most Castlevania older games. As you'll see, I have another Castlevania game that I just actually got in today that I wanted to talk about as well, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, this one's pretty good. This isn't the like best one on the Game Boy Advance. The best one is like Dawn of Sorrow or something like that. Brought a blank on the name of it. I do want to pick that one up eventually, but this one is also really good. I've only played it for a little bit so far, but so far it's been really good. I love the movement mechanics because from the beginning of the game, you can just infinitely dash.
Nice.
So you can move twice as fast as you should be moving, and it makes the game speed up a bit because this is actually a really big game. I think there's like, if I remember correctly, there's like one castle, and then they did like a thing where there's an alternate version of the castle type of thing. So there's basically 2 whole castles to explore.
Never got into those Castlevania games, but the only memory I have is the Super Nintendo with that rope, with the whip for the weapon. Yeah, yeah, the whip. I should,
Yeah, these ones kind of got away from just a whip. There's like different weapons you can equip, and it's more of an RPG mechanic to it.
Yeah, that was that was mainly a side-scrolling 2D.
And it's this is the Metroidvania style, so it's more of a you go somewhere, you get upgrade, you go somewhere else, and then you can start using those upgrades in places to get to new things and new areas and stuff like that. So those are my Game Boy Advance games.
Thank you for the game, and I got the SP from my previous video, the 101 model with the backlit. But anyways, let me get into mine because I only have a few games. But so at that convention we stopped at last weekend, local convention, way more people than I expected. But anyways,
it was packed.
Yeah, packed. But it was my first game convention besides I've gone to PAX. That's our local one in Massachusetts. But it was fun. But anyways, let me get into it. So this is Sonic Adventure. I recently picked up a Dreamcast, as you guys know from our last video. And this is one of the staples of the Dreamcast. I've been looking for this, and it was a decent deal. Not too bad.
Looks like the front cover on it got ripped off.
Yeah, front
which
cover.
is a little disappointing.
Front got ripped off.
$30 isn't. You can't.
And
really
the
complain.
game is in great shape.
Yeah, you can't complain. The rest of the case is in good shape. So I mean, honestly, if you ever wanted to, you could probably find just the insert.
Just the manual. Yeah.
To replace it. So.
I probably will because this is the original Dreamcast case. Everything else looks good.
Everything else is the original. So
I am gonna play this. I've just been playing too much Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, the new one. But anyways, and next up, I actually been playing this, putting hours into Space Invaders. I originally was gonna at the convention. They had the sealed N64 boxed sealed game. And that was out of my price.
For Space
yes,
Invaders,
because
because they wanted like a ridiculous amount of money.
They wanted $350. Not to talk prices too much, but they wanted $350. I was thinking about it because all of those box games were cool, but I ended up going to another table, another vendor that at the convention had this for PS1, and I only have a PS2 at home, but it's a fun game. Just been playing. It's so addicting. It's not the arcade standard Space Invaders. It's kind of a new take on it. Well, new take, but it's fun.
This is probably similar to like the N64 one that I.
It's the same game.
Yep.
It's the same. It's because it released in what year did it release? It released in '99. So yes, PS1.
I remember playing this on the N64. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
there,
it was. And I've already beat like the 4th boss. I'm on to like they do it by planet, so I'm already on like the 4th planet. But it's fun. And into Pac-Man. Never played these games, but I also have Pac-Man World 2 for PS2. This is the PS1 version, the first one, Pac-Man World. I never played these ones. Honestly,
I think they are getting released or just got released on the Switch too.
Yeah, I've only played. I had the Namco collection for PSP back in the day, and I play a lot of Pac-Man 99. But that I'm looking forward to that. And another one, Alien Trilogy. So. My favorite Alien games so far is Isolation and Fireteam Elite for the PS2, and Xbox One I believe is Xbox One I believe is the Isolation, but this is more of a Doom era style game, first person shooter, one of the early first person shooters, and it's the trilogy for the PS1. You see here from the screenshots of the game. I have not played this one. I did play Doom back in the day, so I'm looking forward to it. it was a good deal, and I was actually able to negotiate the price with the vendor a little bit. So I picked up this game, and I think it was Pac-Man together. He gave me a little bit of a deal.
Not bad, not bad.
And then we got Doom 3. This is the one that came out in 2006 or 2005, I believe.
I had this back in the day.
And this is the limited.
This one, the limited
I love the Steelbook. And
cool.
this was the game. I have not played it. It's on my list.
It's only missing. It used to have. It had a slipcover too. It's missing
Nice.
That,
But anyways, it's in great shape. Comes with the manual, and manual's in excellent condition too.
That's good.
But this is the game that really kicked off the Doom series with the Doom 2016. This is like the first. This came out for PC and Xbox One. But yeah, this is in the limited edition. I think it comes with the original Doom 3 for the back in the PC games, I believe. But
it might have Doom 1 and 2 in there as unlockables or something.
And one of my favorite sports games, basketball, NBA Street. This series was big. EA Big did all like the SXX games. They did NFL Street, FIFA Street, especially SXX3. That is one of their best snowboarding games. But this is just a fun, kind of like NBA Jam, just a fun pick up and play a couple playground basketball games. It has all it's 3-on-3, so it's fun. I played a little bit this past week on my PS2. But this was actually at our game store. We went to 2 spots. So that was my game. That was not at the convention. That was at our game store. And this was at the convention. So the guy, the seller was of sports games, and he goes, "Oh, these are all $1." So I'm looking through all the sports games. Didn't see anything appealing. So I see Tony Hawk, and I have not played Project 8 yet. So I said, I showed him. I said, "Okay, $1," and he goes, "I guess that's a sports game." So he sold it for $2. So I thought it was worth it.
Wow, everything in this box is $1, but I'm making this $2.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and
oh, that's right. And then I forgot you got a bonus.
And when I got home, bonus game. So I guess he did give me a good deal because he didn't realize.
Basically, spend $2 for 2 games.
Yep, and this is Yaba Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yep.
So I'm gonna, and it looks like it's a little scratched, but yeah, that's scratched.
Yeah,
that's pretty
scratched. You might be able to get it surfaced to see if it might.
And this is also scratched.
Yeah, you might want to get those surfaced. But.
Yeah, but anyways, I've never played Project 8, but Underground was a great series, and obviously if you have the remastered versions of Tony Hawk 1 and 2 are on the PS5 now, and Switch and all the current gen. But yeah, my favorite Tony Hawk is probably the original, and Underground 2 was awesome. And yeah, I'll try this out though.
I love the Undergrounds, especially because you get off your skateboard when you need to.
Yeah, Project 8. I don't know too much about it, but I
played it back in the day. I had a lot of fun with it, just playing it online with friends. It's not a great game, but it's all right. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I didn't get this one at the pickup either. So far, at the swap meet thing, but I did pick up at our local game store that same day Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, and I played a little bit of it. Make sure first off it worked. Man, this game is probably better than the. I'd say it's probably better than the remake that they came out with for it. But the team that made the remake did a fantastic job with Metroid Dread. Absolutely amazing game.
Yeah, Switch.
But Metroid 2, I've never actually played this one in its entirety before. But now that I own it, I'm definitely going to try to remember to play through it fully this time. It's not a super long game. Also, it's a Game Boy game, so it shouldn't be super long. I think you can beat it in like 4 or 5 hours. But yeah.
The nice thing about the Game Boy Advance Kyle has that he modded, he can play the whole Game Boy collection.
Yeah. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. You could do that without modding it.
Right. But yours is the mod. He's got the backlit. That's a plus.
Yeah. So what I did pick up there was Mickey Mania. Mickey Mouse games back in the like Super Nintendo / Sega Genesis time are like some of the best freaking games that nobody realizes.
Mickey Mania.
There's like a whole series of these games, and they're so good. There is a new game that looks like it's going to be a part of this universe's series, because most of these games were made like by Capcom for the most part. I don't think this one was, but most of the Mickey games were made by Capcom, and Capcom knows how to make games.
Sony.
So this is a Sony game. Yeah. That's wild. Sony ImageSoft. Licensed by Nintendo for Nintendo.
Yeah, that's
Because back in the day, not to get off onto a tangent, but Sony and Nintendo were supposed to work together to make a disc-based console, and Sony decided, hey, we could make this into our own thing instead, broke the deal, and made the PlayStation.
right. To get the upper hand on Nintendo 64, which was still cartridges.
Yep, which ended up
Yeah.
being cartridges, yes, because
Yeah.
it wasn't going to be originally. We got Super Return of the Jedi. So these games are infamous for being very hard, the Star Wars games from this era. They are a lot of fun. I think I've played 2 or 3 of these ones now. I don't remember if I played the third one, but I know I played the first 2 for sure. I also picked up the original Super Star Wars.
Super Star Wars, nice.
Yeah. So, again, kind of the same idea between the two. I think this one you can play as Luke, Leia, and Han. This one, I think it was just Luke. Don't quote me on that.
It's not bad
I don't
prices
remember.
either for those.
No.
Yeah.
And he gave me a little bit of a deal. It wasn't a big deal. It was like $5 off when I bought. Also,
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, one of the best beat-em-up fighting games
Nice.
ever made. Comparable, almost like the perfect beat-em-up. Almost the perfect one. Although, I will say the new one that came out, really good too. It was a lot of fun. I wish I had friends that actually would have played it with me, because apparently once I had finished it, then they decided, oh, we want to play this, and played it without me.
These are new to me, guys, because I never had a Super Nintendo growing up. I only had NES, and then I went to N64. But those look awesome.
All right. The next 2 games I literally got in today. So I decided
DS,
let's put this
original
in.
DS.
So yeah, I got some DS games here. The first one is Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
Ooh.
I got this off Goodwill. Came with the game, obviously, and I actually hadn't checked, but it looks like it's in perfect condition. And it has the manuals.
That looks like brand new.
Got a product registration card. You're welcome if you want to register my product. It's probably already been registered by somebody. Manual is in good condition
What's
too.
the Kingdom Hearts for PSP that we used to play?
Huh?
Try and remember the name.
Oh my god, I'm blanking on the name of it. It's the one with the 3 characters.
Yeah.
Birth by Sleep.
Yes, Birth by Sleep. Yeah.
That one's fun.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, it's actually Zach's favorite Kingdom Hearts game, I believe.
Birth by Sleep. Yeah.
Yes. It was okay. I had my gripes with it. It's definitely not perfect, but neither is any of the Kingdom Hearts games. But I'm also getting off into another tangent here.
Sorry, guys.
So
sorry.
the other DS game I got here is Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. I had this game when I was
Look
younger.
at that rope. No, the whip.
This one's really interesting because you play as 2 characters. This was meant to be a multiplayer game, but they didn't know how to really do it really well with the DS. So they made it so you can control both characters, and you can switch between them basically at any time throughout the entire game. One's more of a fighter, and the other one's more magic-based. And they're not of the Belmont family line, even though he has a whip. But they can also use other weapons and stuff like that. It's a really fun game. It's not amazing, but it's really fun. This is the only one I had on the DS. I am planning on playing the other 2 eventually. Definitely want to pick them up and play them. They're really expensive though, so it might be a couple weeks, months before I get them.
Castlevania. Yeah.
Castlevania's popular, man. It's popular. All right. Also came in today. For Mario Day, I picked up Mario Party Superstars because it was $30 on
Nice.
Amazon.
Oh wow, I want to pick that up actually too.
It should be on sale all week.
Yeah. Nice.
A bunch of Mario games. So if you do want to get this now. That's why it's still sealed. This is the better of the 2 from what I'm heard, because this one has all the mini games from the older games and the maps and stuff.
And
So it's
they
pretty
did
cool.
come out with the original Mario Party, but a few years ago, with the console launch. But
Yeah, it was just another Mario Party. Yeah, it was fun. It was very lacking in content and stuff. I picked up Crisis Core,
ooh,
Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
Nice.
This is the remaster-ish remake of the Crisis Core game from the PSP. I also have the Steelbook case here. So it's got the sword on the front and Zack on the back with the sword on his back.
nice.
Great game if you like Final Fantasy. Great game if you don't like Final Fantasy. It's just a great game. I also have I'm gonna kind of rush through a bunch of these games because I haven't even started playing them because they're all sealed still. Neo, the World Ends With You. On my old channel, way back in the day, I reviewed the other World Ends With You on the Switch, and it was awful. So I'm hoping this one's better. But I definitely wanted to pick it up because I really like the World Ends With You game, and I want them to make more. Unfortunately, this sold awful, so it's probably never happening ever again, which is really disappointing because the other one was a hidden gem of the most hidden of gems.
Nice. And
it's extremely expensive if you don't own it. I do own it on the DS. I don't know where it is right now though. I think I have it somewhere. I picked up Chris Tales. This is like an RPG where you fight through time. It's got a weird time mechanic to it. It's a very interesting game from what I played for a demo. This has been out for a while now. I've been wanting to get it. I finally did pick it up, and I'm gonna eventually play it. I just need to find time because I've got so many games to play.
Yeah, same with me. And I just keep playing COD.
Yep, same. I mean, I've played some other games. I got through them, but you know, I also play COD on the same time. The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD. I honestly was not a huge fan of this game when I played it on the Wii. And the sad thing was I played through most of the game, stopped because I was getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Came back and found I only had to play like an hour before I was done with the game.
Wasn't the biggest gripe was the motion controls?
Yeah, it was a couple things. Motion controls, the stamina mechanic was kind of meh in this one. Everything that they took though from like this game and put into Breath of the Wild and like revamped and worked better.
Yeah.
They did a good job with. And I've heard that this is much better because you can do it without motion controls now, which sounds amazing. And then, oh boy, everybody's talking about this game. And there's good reason. This is one of the best games like ever made ever, and I will fight anybody who says otherwise. It is Metroid Prime Remastered.
Nope, I'm gonna say Fusion. No, I'm just kidding. No, that is a great game.
Fusion's good too.
Yeah, Fusion.
Metroid Prime Remastered. Oh my goodness, this might be the best looking game on the Nintendo Switch. And I know it's a remaster, and because it's using a lot of like the same code. They didn't really change much code-wise. They did restore features that were taken out of the collection that they put on the Wii because the Wii actually wasn't powerful enough to play the dang games.
Samus.
But if this is what Metroid's going to look like for when they do Metroid Prime 4, whenever that finally comes out, it's going to look good. It's going to look good. And I'm hoping that this is basically a test to see how their new engine runs or something. Maybe they ported it in their engine. I'm not 100% certain. There's not much info on it. Still, great game. I recommend everybody get this game because, first off, it's hard to find still. It's, I guess, selling out everywhere, and Nintendo was not prepared for that. Even though there's a digital version and it came out before the physical copy, everybody waited for the physical copy, and they can't keep it on the shelves.
Wow.
So that's crazy. You know what's even crazier? I bought this game almost an entire year ago. 11 months I waited for this to come in because limited run games, I love the way you do stuff, but I also hate the way you do stuff. This is the Contra Collection. So this came out like a year ago on Switch, the regular version of this, and it's got like the original Contra and a couple other Contra games. I forget exactly what's in here because it's been a year. So it's Contra, Super Contra, Contra North America, Contra Japan, Contra Arcade, Super C, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Operation C, Contra Hard Corps, one of my favorites, Super Protector, Alien Rebels, and Protector.
I like the case. Limited run.
Limited run.
Yep.
They make such cool like products, but they take forever.
Yeah, Konami.
To come out.
Yeah.
No, not Konami. Limited Run Games, the company.
Yeah, Limited Run.
All right, before I go into my last game, which came from Japan from a special friend of mine who got it for me while he was out there, I want to talk about this. I don't know much on this, and it's probably not going to show up very well on the camera, so I'm going to try and move it around, and hopefully it'll come in. So this is a Nintendo Power bonus issue of Mega Man X, and it's a completely silver-covered issue, which is very interesting. I didn't know they actually did things like this, but one of the other guys at another booth had said something like, "Oh, is that the silver one? That one's really cool." So I walked right over and I was like, "I'm buying this, and I don't care. I will fight anybody for it."
That's $15 too.
Yeah, it's $15. I don't know if that's good or not. I'm not much of a Nintendo Power person.
I did not see you get the. I was probably off somewhere else.
Comment down below if this is like something I'm like I got a steal on, or if I got ripped off. I don't care because I love Mega Man X. So
it looks cool. Yeah,
it's awesome, and it's an awesome cover. It's so cool. It's in pretty dang good condition. It's a little dinged up here a bit, but other than that, it's like pretty good.
Not bad at all.
And the last game I want to talk about is a very special game. It's not called this in America, but most people who when I say this will know what it is. This is Mother 2. This is a complete in-box edition of Mother 2. My friend, when he was in Japan recently for a business trip, he got an extra couple days to go around and just do what he wanted to do as like a couple days off vacation thing that they were willing to let him do. So he went and got a couple things for us, and I asked him if he could keep an eye out for Mother 2 specifically, or Mega Man X in the box. He found both of them, and I only could really afford one or the other because it was literally right around Christmas time, and I'm like, get me Mother 2. He's like, dude, I got you it. It is complete in box. The guy said that it may not come like that. It may just come as the game. I think I paid like $60 for the game. It's not as big. Apparently, Mother 2, which is Earthbound in America, it's way more money. Just the cart's like over $100.
Yeah.
It's a couple $100, I think, now. And it just keeps getting more expensive because it just keeps getting more popular. And the thing that makes no sense about that is there was a bunch of copies. It wasn't short printed. It just didn't sell well because it came out late in the console's time. The marketing for it wasn't there. It was not marketed very well. It was like, this game stinks, because it was trying to be funny, and it really backlashed on the game.
Everybody started collecting too during the pandemic.
This game was expensive before the pandemic.
Yeah.
This, when we went, first time we went to Bowser's Basement, the very first time they had Earthbound in the box, complete in box, it was like $600. Now, mind you, the box for that one is like this big. It's huge. It comes with like a map and all this stuff in it. It's really cool. And now I think that goes for over $1,000 or something like that. It's absolutely insane.
Not surprised.
But
that's awesome.
Great game. You can play the first two on the Switch, Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound. Hopefully, now that they've added Game Boy Advance to the Switch, we can play Mother 3 finally. I know people just keep saying that. Mother 3, Mother 3, Mother 3. But I really believe it's actually going to happen soon, finally.
Nice.
And that will be awesome because Mother 3 is amazing also.
Nice.
So that's it. I know this is probably super long.
Longer video, but
we had a lot to talk about. It's been a while.
Yeah, the longer video, but yeah, we had some pickups to show you. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and
hopefully nothing happened to the video.
And comment below your favorites out of these games, and also comment below your favorite games from this era, or
any of these eras, I guess, because I'm all over the place.
Yeah, me too. I'm original PS1, Xbox. So
I had a lot of Switch games.
Original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, everywhere. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, bye.